Big key with lifting here is no matter what phase you're in, you want quality movement. You don't want quantity. If you have quality, then you can start chasing the quantity, but you shouldn't chase quantity without quality. Big key here. Learning that proper technique and learning your limitations is going to help you so much more than lifting the heaviest weights possible without any general direction or focus. So what we're after the adaptations of the nervous system. I mean, that simply means the ability of the coordinated neuromuscular system to be activated from brain, plus the ability of the muscle to produce muscle tension from the command in your brain that drives everything in strength training. So if you can activate a lot of those muscle fibers, say you're doing a squat and you're only activating about 50% of those glute muscles through training, ideally what we're going to get is hopefully 100% of those glute muscles activated every time we need them. But if not, if we move from 50, let's say, to 80% activation, that is going to get so many more gains than just chasing that. How much weight can I get with activating 50% of my glutes? So think, whenever you do this, proper technique and activation, and also that neuromuscular connection from your brain, nervous system to the muscles itself to activate, that's going to drive so many more gains and adaptations than simply just unloading amount of weights and just crushing the weights. So keep that in mind. Getting the desired results from strength training, we kind of talked about this a little bit already. Decreasing those energy leaks. That simply means the imbalances at joints, inability of a joint to move because muscles are shortened. To put that in a little bit of perspective, think a really tight IT band, and it's inhibiting the hip and knee function and stability when you're running or biking or whatever. Oftentimes this happens later in the season, and that can lead to injuries. A lot of times the injuries don't happen overnight. Typically they happen over a period of time. So if you are actively keeping on top of these things, then you have a much better chance of not getting injured. Not to say that it's going to eliminate it 100%, but just keep that in the back of your mind as we're talking through this. Increasing the central nervous system abilities, strength and hypertrophy adaptations, the signals to get to the muscles, increase recruitment of that muscle. That's what we talked about on the last slide. Just the ability for your central nervous system to activate those muscles is going to drive so much adaptation and so much increase. Oftentimes, a lot of people look past that, and they shouldn't. So, improving our body awareness as well. The more you go through some of these weightlifting movements, and the more you do these kind of sessions, the better you're going to get at it, and the better you're going to become aware of how you should be moving through these things. Thinking in terms of long-term development before we dive into super specifics here. For swimming, I know this is a general overview, but I kind of broke these down into a couple different categories right here. In swimming, it's mainly derived from technique, strength, and pacing. Cycling, positioning, fueling, strength. I talked a little bit about position here, maintaining your position on the bike. That's definitely needed, and you need to think about that, but we'll cross that bridge in a little while. Running, pretty much targeted from technique and strength. So anytime you create your strength training program, you want to look at these things to start. Then you're going to look at what your athlete limitations are and kind of move from there. But if you just start off here, you're going to have a great gauge for things, and you're going to allow yourself to hit a couple of areas that most people miss.